Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today we'll be making this pumpkin made out of the Top Note die that goes with the Big Shot Sizzix die machine. So let's get started making this cute little pumpkin. Okay, to make the card, well, it can be a card or just an embellishment. What we need, of course, then is the Top Note die, a Big Shot machine, and I used 5 Top Note dies, and we'll make one together, and then I'll cut back and we'll go from there. But so I used 5 all together, 4 for the front, and then 1 to cover the back. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, I thought I'd show you how the Big Shot works with the dies, just in case you haven't seen it. So this is the die that we have, and cut our cardstock to fit over it. I have these cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then what we're going to do is the Big Shot comes with these little plates, these little plastic acrylic guides, and I'm going to sandwich the die in between, and hopefully I can get this in here. Oops. Kind of coming at an angle. Okay. And then you just roll it through the Big Shot, and it comes out the other end. It's no electricity or anything, it's just your manpower, and we get the die. Okay, so I'm going to do this 4 more times. Be right back. Okay, I have my dies made. Got my images cut from the top note. So there's those. It's kind of hard to see. I've got it way close up here right now. But what I want to make now is just the center piece of it. Move this back just a second. And in order to get this shape here from the Top Note die, what I did is I've cut one in half so it's a little easier to judge. And I'm going to put it, so this is one that I've already cut, and I'm going to run it through again with, just about that much. And what I'm kind of doing is lining up where my, where this part of it kind of matches the other part. So I'm going to kind of go off camera for just a second while I put it in my sandwiches. So I've got it in my acrylic sandwich. And, okay, so that's how it looks. And I'll just run it through. So again, I'm doing a second pass through the Big Shot with the Top Note die. And when I do that, this is the image that I get. Okay? So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so let's get assembling this. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is each of these top notes, again, I've got these pieces here, but I want to kind of layer them a little bit, like off-center them. And so what I need to do is on the first one, I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half, and I'm just going to line up the points, the middle part of the top note on my cutter so that it lines up on the line. And if it's, and if you miss it a little bit, it doesn't matter because this is going to cover up a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in about 1/4 of an inch, or maybe, I think I'll do a 1/2 inch. What did I have these? Let me see. I'll measure real quick. It looks like I came in a 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to come in, so wherever this lines up on your trimmer, like mine's almost here at the 2 1/4, so I'm going to take it to the 1 3/4 line and get that lined up there a little better and trim that off. And then do the same thing with the other half of that one. I'm going to put the point at about the 1 3/4 line and trim that. Okay, so that's one layer. And actually I can do that with the other, oops, no I don't. Excuse me, I had to look there for just a second. Again, I'm going to line up the point, and this time I'm going to cut this, come back an inch. So I'm going to come to, let's see, so that would be 1 1/4. So again, I'm going to bring it down another 1/2 inch, and on the other half of that one, trim it so that the end of its the tippy point is at 1 1/4 inches, and trim that back. Okay, now we have all of our layering pieces ready to go, and I'm going to take my sponge dauber and the Early Espresso brown ink, and I'm going to go ahead and edge all of my areas. So I'll be right back. Okay, so just thought I'd show like just the middle piece here. And again, this is the one that we ran through twice. And by inking the edges or sponging the edges, it just helps the pumpkin pop a little bit and define those ridges on it. Okay, so you can kind of see how this is coming together. I'll go ahead and we'll adhere these two pieces down first. Put those two pieces down, and then put our center piece down. Isn't that easy? It's just taking, again, those and kind of cutting them up into layers to make our ridges. Okay, so I'll take some adhesive and we'll get this coming together. And don't worry, it's not going to line up perfectly down here at the bottom. That's okay. That's perfectly what is going to happen when you try this. And if you wanted to measure it exactly, you could, but I always think, pumpkins in real life the ridges aren't perfectly symmetrical, and so, these are just going to kind of get put together just however I feel like I would like to have them go together. Okay. So I'm really just kind of eyeballing it a little bit. And then our center one. Okay, our pumpkin's coming right together. Very excited. Very, very excited. Okay, I have some scrap of, actually I think this is soft suede. And I'm just going to go ahead and make, it's our pumpkin stem. And I'm not, being real exact or precise because, again, I just, just cut out a nice little rectangle. I don't feel like it has to be perfect. Okay, so I'll put a little adhesive down on there and put it in the back. Okay, so that's there. And then I have some old olive, I had some strips left over from when I was cutting out a scallop border, and so this is about 1/4 inch wide, and I'm just going to take off a section of it, so it might be 1/4 inch by 6 inches. Oops. And I have my, here it is. So you just want to grab a pencil, or in this case I've got the paper piercer, and I'm just going to roll this around. Okay, we're just going to get a nice spiral viney looking thing. Okay, so there's one. Again, I'm going to cut maybe about 6 inches. Take my paper piercer or a pencil, anything that you can wrap this around. I just find that I kind of like the smaller diameter that the paper piercer holds. Here I just used a pencil and that's fine, but I wanted a little more viney one for ours. Okay, so go on the back side again. We'll get some vines coming up there. Whoops. Tear some of that down. I don't think I want that much of a vine showing on the back. And about like that. Okay. And as you can see, you can kind of maybe play around with that a little bit before you put that on there. There, I like that. Okay, so the reason why we have then this extra one is I want to cover up this on the back. So go ahead and with adhesive. And with these Top Note dies, there is a front and a back, and I don't know if you can see this on camera, but you can see the little stitch mark that the die makes, and so that would be the top or the front of it. Okay, so now I'm going to just kind of sandwich this in the back just to hide it. Okay. Alright, so then on this one, the last thing that I did is I stamped Happy Halloween on the pumpkin pie, and this is from the Teeny Tiny Wishes. Let's see, here's a scrap. And you know, what would a project with me be almost without my word window? And I have, my word window punch is on the older design. Now they come with the flat design, but it's still as far as the punch style, but it's still the same image. Okay, so I'm going to take then my modern label punch to layer it. Okay, we'll get our little adhesive on here. Whoops. Have our Happy Halloween. Teeny Tiny Wishes also has a Happy Thanksgiving. Maybe you'd want to do a friend to friend. You know, there's so many sentiments in that set that you know, you could use for the pumpkin. It wouldn't just have to be a Happy Halloween or a Happy Thanksgiving. Get the dimensional on it. And voila, we have our Top Note pumpkin. So I hope you enjoy making yours. They're a lot of fun, and you know, getting ready for the fall crafts, of course, as you can see. Thanks everybody for joining me today. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.